everybody. My name is Kim Del Valle Walker, and I appreciate you being here. And thank you to those that put into the group the next topic that you'd like to cover. And there were several of you that put past lives, so that's what this is going to be about today. There are so many different topics that are offshoots of past lives. We could talk about the Akashic Records. We could talk about karma. We could talk about how early Christians used to believe in reincarnation before Constantinople, before King James, before the Council of Nicaea. We could talk about the Gnostics, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Nag Hammadi texts. There's a lot of things that kind of tie in with past lives. But I think the thing that's most important about past lives is to figure out what is the purpose of having like past life fragments or memories or different things that pop into your current life now. Are there patterns of behavior? Like for me, I'm an adoptee in this lifetime. When I was younger, I used to be attracted to people who wouldn't be there for me emotionally. I had abandonment issues. I did a past life regression and found out that in a previous lifetime I had been given away by my father. And I thought, oh, maybe I came into this lifetime then to be an adoptee on purpose so that I could work through my abandonment issues and recognize and realize that the people that have abandoned me the most, even in previous lifetimes, was myself. So how not to abandon myself. Another thing that when I first experienced like past life things for myself personally, I was a teenager and I was afraid of sharks, and I had an unreasonable fear of sharks. I lived on a freshwater lake, but I was a really good skier, and not because I wanted to be a good skier, but because I was so afraid of wiping out and having fish touch me. And it wasn't the fish so much as it was sharks. And I'm a Pisces and I don't like fish either. So it just all seemed kind of weird. And when I asked about that one night before I went to bed, I was showing myself as this crotchety old pirate dude that had stolen a piece of bread because I was starving. I'm making up for that in this lifetime. And anyway, they had tied me to a board, not made me walk a plank, but tied me to a plank and then flipped me overboard. And the fish were nibbling at me even though I was already dead. And then a shark came and bit off part of the board where my feet had been tied. And now I have no idea if that's true or not. I can't prove that. I don't have any way of proving that. But it made sense to me. And what I did with that information is I said, okay, this happened a long time ago. So what is it that I have to get over in this lifetime that this is coming up and rearing its ugly head? And that was to be in the water and not be afraid of the fish. And then we moved to Florida, and I had swam out to a key or an island, and we stayed out there for a while, but then the tide was coming in. And I swam out there super fast. And then people told me, don't swim as fast as you did and try not to splash because the tide is coming in and the fish are coming in and the sharks are coming in. And I was scared to death. I was ready to like camp overnight on that little island. And I ended up surviving, obviously, but I did get stung by jellyfish and cut up my feet on some coral, and it was not a pleasant experience. So it was really important that I kind of got over that, and I had to like make peace with the fish, so to speak, and not be afraid of that. The fish were gonna get me or the sharks were gonna eat me. And I don't know, some of you may have children, some of you may not, but our children when they were little, especially our youngest son, Joe, he talked a lot about past life stuff. And it's just very interesting. And so the thing I want to share in this particular video is whether you believe or you don't believe, the thing I think is most important is to figure out what behaviors, what thoughts, what ideas are in your present life that may have been from a past life, because that's kind of like a clue as to what maybe you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. So for me, like the abandonment issue, that kind of thing, overcoming my fear of fish. There is a fantastic video that's for free on YouTube. It's by Dr. Brian Weiss, and it's a past life regression that he does. It's only 35 minutes long, but this guy has the chillest voice. And the first 3 times I tried to do it, I fell asleep. So I recommend, I will put a link to that video in here, sitting up and doing it while you're awake and putting earbuds on or headphones. And as soon as you start seeing, smelling, sensing, tasting, hearing, observing some kind of thing from a past life, pause the video and write it down. Write it down until you don't have any more. And before you start the video again, ask, is there anything else? And write it down. Once I finally did that, I got through 3 past lives and was able to tie in a bunch of different things in this particular lifetime. Oh, I got a nail that's bugging me. That helped me to look at, like, okay, I need to overcome this. And the other thing that was important for me was, like, where do I need to forgive certain people? Where do I need to forgive myself? Where do I need to offer this grace to myself and others? And so I don't have to do this again, and I've overcome it, and I don't have to keep replaying it lifetime after lifetime. There are also some really good books. Dr. Brian Weiss, the one whose video I'm going to post, he has written a couple books. One of my favorites is Only Love is Real. Ruth Montgomery, The Here and Hereafter. This is an older book too, but it's really good. Edgar Cayce has written some stuff, and he covers a lot of stuff. He's one of the guys that when he would do what he called life readings for people, where he would include their past lives, and he would go to the Akashic Records. It's interesting. I don't know a lot about the Akashic Records, but when I have gone places, when I'm doing readings or I'm meditating, I've gone to this place with these pillars and the domes, and some people told me, yeah, that's the Akashic Records. That's the Akashic Hall. I don't know, but there's so much that we could talk about. But the thing that's most important is, if you believe in past lives or you don't believe in past lives, if you have some kind of something that you know you need to work on, or somebody that you need to forgive, or questions of why is this happening to me, past lives might be a place to look and a place to begin, to start making those connections and correlations so that you can work through and process that stuff so you don't have to keep reliving it. And if you have any questions or comments about that, or want to share some of your experience, please feel free to do so. I feel like I could write a book, and I'm pretty excited about this topic, but I don't want to make this video super long either. So thank you so much for being here. I look forward to your comments and hearing maybe some of your own experiences if you want to share. And I will put some links to the books that I suggest or recommend about reincarnation, and I'll also include that video by Dr. Brian Weiss. And have fun and happy investigating. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.